Good evening, sitting in for Indira Craig. I am Jo Marie Lanza, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. Lawlessness on bus lines caught on camera. What's the Transport Department going to do about it? We'll talk to the Chief Transport Officer. And the BTL acquisition of SpeedNet. It's pushing forward. But can the deal makers push back against public and political opposition to the acquisition? Plus, a gripping profile of one family's struggle with a mentally ill sister and daughter. Also, Jules Vasquez examines why the Commissioner of Police refuses to even acknowledge the Budna abduction. These stories and more are ahead on 7 News tonight, so please stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
As leader of the opposition, what's going to happen if, God forbid, they were to win and he becomes prime minister? What is he going to do with respect to BTL and SpeedNet at that juncture? What is he going to do with respect to the competition, to the conflict that must continue to prevail between SpeedNet Smart, which his family owns, and I say he also owns, versus a BTL? What is he going to do if he ever gets into power? He's going to try and hobble BTL. It'll be a sellout all over again. They probably can't physically sell it because it's in the Constitution. But, Madam Speaker, I can bet they would absolutely undercut BTL for smart. That is what the people of this country must remember.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Belizeans deserve a modern banking system. Around the world, open banking lets people safely share their financial data with trusted companies to access better services, faster loans, cheaper payments, and easier ways to move money. But Belize is still one of the hardest places to do banking. So we must ask, after years at the central bank, what has former UDP-appointed Deputy Governor, now Governor Kareem Michael, done to bring open banking to Belize?
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, We empower Belize.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
In the heart of Belize, a battle is being waged, not with weapons, but with choices. When waste is disposed of in unauthorized locations, in our forests, drains, and waterways, along our highways, and in vacant lots, this is illegal dumping. The consequences reach far beyond what we see. Toxic chemicals seep into our groundwater, threatening our drinking water. Disease-carrying mosquitoes breed in abandoned tires, and wildlife mistake our waste for food. For over a decade, the Department of Environment has worked tirelessly to clean up these sites. But they can't do it alone. They need your help. And now, taking action is easier than ever. Download the ArcGIS Survey 123 app to your phone. You can report illegal dump sites. The app records the location, allows you to add photos. Simply open the app, allow location access, fill in basic details about the site, add a photo, and submit. Your report helps us protect our communities and natural resources. Every report matters. Every action counts. Stand proud in protecting our nation. Our Belize, our responsibility. Bini.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, the public wants to know that something will be done after bus drivers were caught on camera racing and engaging in violent behavior, with passengers telling them to stop. Following the circulation of two disturbing videos online between two public buses, the Transport Department held a meeting today to discuss what happened and what consequences they will face. Jaliza Roberts has the story.
Yesterday, two buses, Russell and Central Transit, were racing near Mile 1 on the Philip Golson Highway. Each wanted to be the first to get the stop and scoop up all the waiting commuters. During the sprint, one of the buses belonging to Central Transit appears to have brushed Russell's bus. A man alleged to be Lionel Russell then parked in front of the bus, got out with his sidemen and confronted the driver of Central Transit. One of them was carrying a baseball bat. He was seen telling them off and hitting them in the head, saying he will pay for damages. Chief Transport Officer Leon Gentle says it's unacceptable.
Today we had a National Transport Board meeting, and while in that meeting the video was shared with the board members, currently the department is allowing the police to investigate the matter. We are working with the officers from Belize City to consult with the bus operators so that we're able to get an understanding of what happened today, as the video is very disturbing, and it depicts two buses traveling along the same direction. One bus had overtaken the other and ultimately blocking traffic and obstructing the flow of traffic to then leave their bus and move over to the other bus and allegedly assaulting both the conductor and the driver. We intend to ensure that this matter is dealt with its utmost seriousness. The department wishes to express that this type of behavior is unacceptable. We do not condone violence or aggressive behavior, especially within the public transport.
During that meeting, several things were discussed, including driver and conductor behavior.
Regulation 181 under the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act speaks to the conduct of these drivers, and of course, they should behave in a manner that is civil and orderly. And they should all take responsibility for the lives of these passengers that they're transporting daily. It is important for us from the Department of Transport to ensure that we're following the legislation, especially when it comes to the conduct of these drivers and conductors.
While Gentle addresses the conduct, the safety of passengers is still being looked at closely. No sanctions have been decided on by the Transport Department. For now, this matter remains under police investigation. Jaliza Roberts, 7 News.
We will keep following the story to see what happens. In related news, Cabinet supported the issuing of special permits for the transportation of wide loads on national highways. A release says this, along with recent amendments to road safety regulations, will improve safety and reduce the number of reported traffic accidents, which last year reached over 3,300. Cabinet also approved support for improved enforcement capabilities by the Department of Transport. Additional transport officers and vehicles will allow the department to conduct 24/7 enforcement. Should BTL's proposed acquisition of SpeedNet go to public consultations? That's the question that remains after the vote was deferred. The chairman has stated that he doesn't believe the public needs to have a say, since he says that BTL is a private company. The public doesn't agree, but what about the government? We asked a few ministers for their opinions, and Courtney Menzies has this story.
The proposed acquisition of SpeedNet is on hold, with the vote deferred until further notice. And while it's not completely off the table, will BTL now hold public consultations? They hadn't even informed the public about the deal initially, and when the question was put to Chairman Mark Lizarraga, he said they didn't have to.
We sit here and we make decisions in the best interest of the company. We don't make national policy. We don't make national policy. We make policy we make decisions that are in the best interest of this company and its shareholders. This is a private company, so the decisions that we make here don't necessarily need public consultations.
But while the BTL chairman wanted urgently to push ahead without consultation, at least 3 ministers have come forward to say that it's a matter that does require public engagement.
I've heard the remarks of the chairman of BTL saying that it's a private company, but as you rightly pointed out, it is a government-owned private company. And so I believe that we should be very upfront in terms of the information, not just to cabinet, but to the wider public in terms of disclosure, in terms of all of the nuts and bolts. This is a very significant merger, a significant acquisition, I believe a total of 170 million. And so there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. And so I think that publicly presenting that to get the buy-in from the public is vital.
Would you agree that this needs to go to public consultation?
Well, I believe that something of this nature, consultation is the heart of our modern democracy.
Yeah, I think the more transparency there is, the more public consultation there is, I think that's better for everyone involved.
More consultation on an acquisition which would forever change the telecoms landscape.
And do you support the re-establishment of a telecoms monopoly in Belize, even if it flouts the Telecommunications Act?
No, well, for me, as an economist, I see, I can technically analyze the pros and the cons of whether or not you should have a monopoly in different sectors. That would take some time for us to sit and discuss, and not just passing by like that.
I think, that we certainly are in support of competition.
At this point, we do not support a monopoly, and we certainly do not support a monopoly.
And the man pushing for a monopoly now has a date pending with Cabinet and also possibly the opposition.
I also will report here that the chairman of BTL is now scrambling to meet with the opposition. And I told him I would speak with the team and get back with him. Why do you want to have the conversation now after your hand was caught in the cookie jar? Tell us what the deal was prior to getting here.
And that is the challenge now for the BTL chairman who has led the negotiation. Can he still get the deal done while swimming upstream against political and public opinion? Courtney Menzies, 7 News.
BTL is expected to make a presentation to Cabinet next week, as they reportedly did to the NTUCB and SSB this week. Critics note that these are the same consultations which were not held before it was taken to the board for a vote, which is why at least one director, Chandra Nisbet Cancino, resigned. The vote eventually had to be deferred. Belizeans received a scare this morning when Fox News reported that all U.S. visa processing would be frozen for 75 countries, including Belize. Later, however, the U.S. State Department clarified on their Twitter account that the freeze would affect only immigrant visas, which are for persons seeking to live in the U.S. They also explained that these countries were chosen because the migrants, quote, take welfare from the American people at unacceptable rates, end quote. This afternoon, the government of Belize issued a press release saying that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is engaging with the U.S. Embassy to clarify the scope of the decision, and they have directed the Belizean Embassy in the U.S. to do the same. The release also says that, quote, only a very small number of U.S. immigrant visa applications are processed in Belmopan. There is no information at this time to indicate that the decision would affect applications for visitors or student visas, end quote. This freeze comes into effect on January 21st, and it comes after Belize signed an agreement to share biometric data with the U.S. Belize also has agreed to be a safe third country for certain nationalities being deported. And in today's cabinet brief, it states that they, quote, approve the establishment of a joint vetted unit in support of the national, transnational, and international immigration crime prevention unit. And we take our first break now. When we come back, we'll have a gripping profile of one family's struggle with a mentally ill sister and daughter. Stay tuned.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
B-Bucks can be transferred to and from your B-Bucks accounts. It's fast, easy, and convenient.
Download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy.
B-Bucks, rewarding loyalty.
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
Belizeans deserve a modern banking system. Around the world, open banking lets people safely share their financial data with trusted companies to access better services, faster loans, cheaper payments, and easier ways to move money. But Belize is still one of the hardest places to do banking. So we must ask, after years at the central bank, what has former UDP appointed Deputy Governor, now Governor, Kareem Michael, done to bring open banking to Belize?
Name me 3 tongues in country of Belize.
2 tongues?
Old
tongue?
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see
This is the map of Belize.
Fire, wave, and blue hole. And I think
Can anyone volunteer to fight?
what a wonderful world. Alright, we got a winner. I see skies of blue.
We want you to see what it is your parents do, how hard they work for you.
Bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night.
Uncle Cordell.
To myself.
Like you want chocolate, right? It's fun many times. Lots of work.
Welcome to the new digitally transformed Vital Statistics Unit, the Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS. The CRVS enhances accessibility, transparency, and customer satisfaction. Vital Stats now offers online self-service, which allows you to apply for any service from the comfort of your home. You can now apply for services and pick up certificates at any of our district offices. All of our processes and forms have been standardized to improve the security and privacy of your data. The new digitally transformed VSU now offers secure e-certificates, providing applicants with the flexibility to request either an electronic certificate, a paper certificate, or both formats, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit our website to learn more and start accessing Vital Stats improved services today.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, we bring you a deeply human story that shines a light on a struggle many families face quietly and often alone. It is the story of a young Belizean woman living on the streets while her family desperately searches for help within an overburdened mental health system. Jaliza Roberts looks at the emotional toll on families caught between love, surrender, and a system with limited options.
Every family has a breaking point. For the Lamotte family, that point comes again and again. Each time they receive another video of their mentally ill 28-year-old daughter and sister, Deidre Lamotte, who is often seen roaming around BTL Park. Deidre was not always this way. Her family remembers her as joyful, adventurous, and magnetic, the kind of young woman who filled rooms with laughter and energy. But slowly, something changed, as she fell into the depths of mental illness. Before they fully understood what was happening, Deidre was no longer safe at home and no longer capable to care for herself. Her sister Shamali explains.
He's always been a joyful person, adventurous, outgoing, life of the party. And she just start going downhill. So you will see like anger spells. 1 minute she's happy, 1 minute she's angry. She wants to fight. Recently, my mom went to see her and took her food. She spazzed out, backs away the food, fight with my mom. The next minute, she begs someone for a call, say, Mom, I love you, I want to see you. So it's like up and down. She goes through violent spells, temporary spells, sad spells. The only thing she hasn't done yet is commit suicide or suicidal thoughts.
The waiting has come at a steep emotional cost. Shamali described the turmoil that grips her family daily.
Man, it's very heartbreaking. It sends all of us in turmoil. My dad is angry, happy, sad. My mom is frustrated. Her pressure goes high. Sometimes it breaks her heart. Sometimes you just have to hold back the tears. You get video of her eating out of the garbage, sleeping on the street, people giving her food. Look at it, it was recently, it was cold weather. She's out in the street, barely in a jacket, clothing, anything like that. She's a female, you know, you go through your cycle. Where is she getting her supplies from, her stuff like that? So it's a lot. It's taking a toll on us, and we need help, but we don't know where to go, where to turn to, because if everywhere is a waiting area or no space.
Families caring for loved ones with severe mental illness often face an impossible contradiction of loving someone deeply while being unable to safely bring them home. Shamali shared that her sister cannot stay with relatives because of unpredictable and sometimes dangerous episodes. What are some fears that you guys have when dealing with her?
Okay, so a fear is I have kids. If I say take her into my home and she has like an episode, one of my kids will get hurt. One of my son did get hurt. He got a bus in his head. She hit him. So that's the thing I'm afraid of. So we can't have her in the home with us because she fights with my mom, with my little sister. She just goes off. So we have to protect ourselves at the same time, even though we love her and want help for her.
The family is not asking for miracles. They are asking for a place where she can be properly evaluated medically and psychiatrically. A place where she can be safe from the streets, from harm, and from herself.
She needs testing. She needs a medical evaluation. We just need somewhere safe for her. And there's private place here in Belmopan, but it costs $2,000 a month. That is very steep right now, the way how the economy is going right now.
Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
In related news, yesterday, Cabinet gave its approval for the expansion of services for homeless and displaced persons through the establishment of new shelters in what are called priority districts. It's part of what is called Belize Homeless and Rough Shelter Initiative, which a release says seeks to address complex social challenges driven by factors such as mental illness, substance use, family disintegration, economic hardships, and the lack of long-term institutional care. Gold-plated guns, they are a totem of power in the underworld, reserved for gang bosses and drug lords. And police in Independence Village believe one of them may also be behind a series of shootings in the village. On Saturday, police searched an abandoned zinc bungalow structure located in the Norales Extension area of Independence Village. They found a gold 9mm Sig Sauer pistol with a magazine containing 2 live rounds of 9mm ammunition, as well as an additional 33 live rounds of 9mm ammunition. Police release says this weapon is suspected to have been used in a number of shootings in that area and has since been sealed and submitted to the Forensic Service for comparative analysis to ballistic samples taken from other shootings in the area. Reports say it may have also been used in the New Year's Eve mass shooting in the village, which was related to a drug turf battle. Police have formally arrested and charged a suspect in connection with the fatal shooting that shook Bella Vista Village last year. 21-year-old Jerdel Benjamin King of Independence Village was charged with 1 count of murder and 1 count of attempted murder in relation to the September 6, 2025 shooting that claimed the life of 24-year-old Narhin Saron and left his common-law wife, Nikki Logan, injured. The incident occurred just after 3 a.m. when a gunman entered the wooden home where Saron, Logan, and their infant child were sleeping and opened fire. Saran was fatally shot while Logan sustained gunshot injuries as she shielded their baby during the attack. The child was not injured. A 23-year-old man walked free from a murder charge on Monday after spending 8 months on remand. Jamal Brackett was accused of killing 61-year-old Carlos Avelar on Coney Drive back in May of last year. Avelar was shot by 2 men on a motorcycle. However, the case was withdrawn. Brackett's attorney, Ronald Gonzalez, explained why.
Today was actually set for PI, a preliminary inquiry into the matter. It was ruled by the magistrate that the matter is being withdrawn because the court had been in receipt of a directive for the matter to be withdrawn at this time. It has been about 8 months ago. He was accused of the murder that took place on Coney Drive, and the issue seemed to have been an issue concerning identification issues, and therefore grateful to the DPP's office for issuing such directive at this time.
Feel good?
All right, good. Thanks very much.
Thanks to Mr. Gods.
A 22-year-old barber from Carmelita Village will spend 1 year in prison after pleading guilty to stealing a vehicle, a cell phone, belonging to a Belize City engineer. Anzor Jenkins appeared before Magistrate Manon Dennison this week in the Belize City Magistrates Court, where he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of theft. The charges stem from an incident on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, when Jenkins stole a 2010 Infiniti car valued at $22,000, along with an iPhone valued at $1,000. During a police interview, Jenkins admitted to taking the vehicle and cell phone without the owner's permission and driving it to Cayo. Both items belonged to Raybert Tevin Lang, a 31-year-old engineer of Belize City. For his guilty plea, the magistrate imposed custodial sentences of 1 year for the theft of the vehicle and 6 months for the theft of the cell phone. The sentences run concurrently, meaning Jenkins will serve a total of 12 months. Activist Jerry Enriquez can claim a victory tonight in his continuing public interest litigation against the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, known as the JLSC. In a hearing at the High Court this afternoon, Justice Martha Alexander granted him leave to sue the JLSC over its handling of his complaint of judicial misconduct against Justice Tawanda Hondoura. This comes after the JLSC dismissed his complaint against Justice Hondoura in October, with a decision that only registered a few terse lines. Enriquez accuses Hondoura of showing judicial bias against his case, which challenged the legality of the voters' list before the March general election. Commenting on this landmark case against the JLSC, Enriquez stated, "We have cleared this important hurdle, which will allow me to pursue my claim against the JLSC. I filed a genuine, serious complaint of judicial misconduct, corruption, and bias, and I believe that the Commission did not meaningfully consider it." We take a break now. When we come back, 5 months later, the Compol has even less to say about the Joseph Budna abduction. Jules Vasquez has a commentary.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Belizeans deserve a modern banking system. Around the world, open banking lets people safely share their financial data with trusted companies to access better services, faster loans, cheaper payments, and easier ways to move money. But Belize is still one of the hardest places to do banking. So we must ask, after years at the central bank, what has former UDP appointed Deputy Governor, now Governor Kareem Michael, done to bring open banking to Belize?
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
18 million. That's how much the Bersenio family stands to make from the sale of Smart to BTL.
What is the purpose for the acquisition? Simply to eliminate the competition.
Also, Belizeans get set back 20 years.
You had taxpayers of Belize paid hundreds of millions of dollars, all in the name of promoting competition. And now, with this move, we would be end up right back where we were with a monopoly.
But it's more than just a step back.
It's very nearly treason, because the deal was secretly orchestrated. The family of the Deputy Prime Minister and Michael Ashcroft appear to have been working together and against the government of Belize.
Over 20 years ago, the Brisenios got a secret interconnection agreement from BTL. Now, BTL is going to spend $80 million to buy the company they helped grow.
Michael Ashcroft's cutthroat strategy.
You get the politicians you vote for.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Kings Park businessman 65-year-old Mario Ayuso has been charged for sexual assault once again. This time, a 21-year-old college student reported to police that while she was in his store on First Street in the Kings Park area on October 6th, he touched her rear end. He was arraigned today in the presence of his attorney, Andrew Bennett. He pleaded not guilty, and since there was no objection to bail, it was offered to him in the sum of $3,500 plus one surety, which he met. He is due back in court on March 12th. Back in 2018, Ayuso was sentenced to 6 months for the same offense. That time, the victim was a minor under the age of 16. Belize has a new Cuban ambassador who was sworn in today. She is Yahima Martinez Milan, who expressed her hope of forging stronger bonds with Belize during their tenure. And there's also a new ambassador of the Republic of Guatemala, and he is Erwin Rudy Roberto Archia Faya. They both presented their credentials to the Governor General at the Belize House in Belmopan. On Monday, we got to interview the Commissioner of Police, Richard Rosado, for the first time in about 5 months. There were no great revelations except for the fact that he fell in line, just like everyone else, in refusing to acknowledge that a crime occurred in the heart of Orange Walk Town on the night of August 22nd. Jules Vasquez looks at the long history of avoidance of a very basic fact by the elected office pals and law enforcement.
By now, every Belizean has probably seen what happened to Joseph Budner on the night of August 22nd. The DPP clearly outlined the criminality of what happened in plain view on a public street.
Obviously, a crime has been committed. I don't believe there is any doubt in relation to whether or not a crime has been committed. A Belizean citizen was in Belize. He is now in a Guatemalan prison. It was not his intention to go to that Guatemalan prison, and he has spoken, and he has said what happened to him. A crime has been committed.
And for simply outlining the obvious, she stands alone, because all these months later, not a single elected or law enforcement official has even acknowledged that something illegal happened that night. So reference to 2 surveillance video footage. Have you seen them yet?
I have not seen them yet, Jules.
Have you, in any routine way, reviewed the surveillance video?
As I have indicated to the media before, I did not, and it is not because of any disinterest, but the investigation is ongoing, and so I allow that to go through.
But here, sir, you are to protect the law and order in this country. That's an outlaw event that happened in plain view. Everybody in the society has seen it. Why not the chief law enforcement officer?
As I have said, that all of that will, in due time, will be addressed.
And on Monday, the Commissioner of Police continued the farce by trying to hide behind the veil of an investigation, which we should note police long finished and handed over to the DPP.
I will not comment on any ongoing investigation or prejudge any ongoing investigation.
The DPP also said that clearly a crime was committed on August 22nd that has landed a Belizean citizen, namely Bunda, in jail. And so do you believe that night that a crime was committed?
I will not comment on any ongoing investigation or prejudge any ongoing investigation.
145 days after the abduction, the commissioner is still stonewalling on even the barest of facts. But it's at least better than what he did the last time when he spoke to us, which is when he knowingly misrepresented the truth.
And in happier news, the National Elite Basketball League, NEBL, is officially making its long-awaited return after a 5-year break. And with it comes one of the largest cash prizes ever offered in Belizean sports, 100,000 is now on the line, and operations manager Karim Juan expressed the excitement surrounding the return of the well-loved league.
So this year we're anticipating a huge return. As you all know, NEBL concluded in 2020 abruptly concluded due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And so there were a few seasons that transpired during that time, but we decided that it was time for the NEBL to return back to action. So we have our new season planned. The opening is scheduled for February 20th at the Civic Center. The cash prize is $100,000, and the breakdown would be $70,000 for first place and $30,000 for the second place winners.
And how many teams are we looking at this season?
So we have 7 teams that have already confirmed participation. We are working on the schedule, and we should be finalizing schedule by this weekend. The teams are Corozal Spartans, Orange Walk Running Rebels, Belize City Defenders, San Pedro Tiger Sharks, Belmopan Trojans, Cayo Western Ballas, and Easy Investments Griga Dream Ballas. Ideally, we wanted a team from every district. We were unable to finalize all the logistics for PG, so PG felt that they were not fully prepared to host an NEBL team this season. In Corozal, we contacted some new management and they decided they'll give it a shot. So we are more than excited to welcome the new franchise, Corozal Spartans, to their first NEBL semi-professional league. So we are excited about that. And the league has committed to support them to ensure that even the team up there being their first year will be a success.
And so a major concern was the amount of international players that we allow on these teams. What are the rules that we're looking at this year?
So the rules have been adjusted in that there is no Belizean American classification for this season. So teams are allowed 3 non-resident players on a team. So you're allowed to import or bring in 3 players. So if there's a Belizean American who permanently resides in the US, he will be considered a non-resident Belizean. Or if you're an American who lives in Belize, because you do not have Belizean residency, you're considered a non-resident player. So that's the categorization for the non-resident players. And each team is allowed 3 non-resident players.
Belize's first and longest running show, No Matter What, is officially making its return to the screen after more than a decade. With a new storyline, characters, and new faces, No Matter What, an original Belizean drama, will begin filming its Season 5 series in the coming month. And this Saturday, they are doing auditions at the Bliss to find their new lead actors. The show's creator and producer stopped by our studio this morning to give us some details on the show's revival and what people can expect to see.
No Matter What is a long-running Belizean family drama that actually premiered in Belize in 2005. And we've done 4 seasons previously, in 2005, 2006, 2008, and 2011. We had a 20th anniversary event that the director asked me to put together last year, because we debuted in November 2005, so we did 20th anniversary event at the Bliss, November the 15th, 2025. And the event was, those who attended the event enjoyed themselves, the show was well received, and in the build-up to the event, we had done some encores of season 1. And over the years, I've had a lot of requests for us to, why we haven't been doing the show, and requests for us to continue the show. So based on the feedback we get from the public and the business community to be able to do the event, and then the reactions from the event, has prompted us to go into production of a new season, Season 5. And we're basically doing the casting this Saturday at the Bliss from 11 to 5 p.m. And then we will commence with production within the next couple of weeks to be on air with the new season in May of 2026. For this upcoming Season 5, we'll be doing 10 new episodes. And we are going to be covering a variety of social topics. We're going to be dealing with some issues relating to sexual and and sexual abuse and violence, especially against women, which is something that is prominent and have gotten even more extreme in terms of some of the cases we've seen recently. We're also going to be dealing with a couple of issues involving youths. So it's going to be a whole gamut of social issues. The show is based on a family, a Garifuna family, a mother, her daughter, her son, and then her daughter now is in her 30s, and now she has her kids who are teenagers. And our cast will range from kids all the way up to a senior citizen who's 65. And we have a number of youths and young adults in there.
So again, the casting call starts at 11 a.m. on Saturday at the Bliss. Almost a year ago, firefighters were fighting the extra allowances that should have already been included in their package. These included hazard, danger, wet and dirty, and EMS. They also requested an increase in housing allowance. The PSU was fighting alongside them, and last week a memo was issued stating that the compendium of allowances was adjusted and that those listed would be included. That's about $1,200 worth of allowances added to the compendium. This will go into effect on May 1st. And on this eve of the national holiday celebrating George Price's birthday, we take our annual look back at the father of the nation. It's a story which first aired in September of 2022 when we acquired archival footage from a Canadian filmmaker of the early 60s. At the time, Price was not yet the father of the nation. He was Premier Price in his prime, a young, outspoken anti-colonialist and strident nationalist fighting to get Belize from under the yoke of colonialism. Here is Jules Vasquez's look at those vintage moments.
Belize, then British Honduras, attained self-government on December 31st, 1963, and all these PUP supporters gathered outside of the building we now know as the courthouse, but what was then the colony's assembly chamber. They hailed the transition to self-government, but inside the chamber, the relentless Premier George Price goaded Governor Peter Stallard by talking about the next step, independence.
Cabinet ministers, members of the Assembly, and the people of the country are grateful to our governor, His Excellency Sir Peter Stallard, often referred to by me as the Governor of Independence.
Applause in the chamber, but a stony silence on the throne from the British Governor and Chief Justice. Outside, the crowds demonstrated their support with PUP signs and watched as the governor slid away with his security escort in tow. Price's time to talk to them would come on the rostrum at the public meeting.
We have been going so long, these 13 years, shouting self-government now. But we should stop shouting self-government now and begin to shout independence now. That is the next show. So that is the battle cry now. Self-government is a fact. It's just we have to put it into effect. But then we go on. We don't stand still. We're not stagnant. We're not stagnant. We are moving. We are dynamic. We are going on now to independence. The road to independence.
As this never-before-seen footage shows, the then 44-year-old Price, 13 years into the nationalist movement, held a rapt audience of loyal followers in his hands. They seemed to hang on every word. Wearing his customary guayabera, their leader seemed luminous, set against the night sky, a mesmerizing moment captured in stunning black and white film.
We, in building a nation, will need three tools: a flag, the name of a country, and a national anthem. PUP, que viva Belice, que viva el movimiento de la independencia, PUP, all the way.
And while he spoke of independence, it would be another almost 2 decades before it was realized. On September 21st, 1981, Price finally had the last of those three tools: a flag, which was proudly hoisted, as the Union Jack came down for the last time in Belize.
The official George Price Day 2026 celebration is scheduled for Thursday, January 15th, 2026 at 10 a.m. at Independence Hall on Queen Street, Belize City. And before we leave tonight, here's the footage of the new ambassadors of Cuba, Yahima Martinez Milan and Guatemala Erwin Rudy Roberto Archia Faya. And that's it for 7 News on this Wednesday night. Thanks for watching. I am Jo Marie Lanza. Find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Have a pleasant evening and an enjoyable George Price birthday holiday. Join Miriam Abdul Kawi here on Friday night.